Okay, now I'm going to explain the words and vocabulary that are in paragraph C and paragraph D. In paragraph C, they talk about what a divorce rate is. The divorce rate is simply the amount of divorces that happen in a particular year, or if you want to say in a particular decade. So for example, it talks about in the early 20th century that in the early 1900s that the divorce rates began to rise or to increase. In other words, a divorce rate means more people began to be divorced. When that happens, what's interesting is that when the divorce rate increases, then the birth rate decreases. In other words, the word decline or decreases. The birth rates means that the fewer women are having fewer babies. So divorce rate goes up, birth rate declines. Now again, decades means a 10-year period. Occur is when something happens. And what happens is divorce rates are very high in places where there is industrialized nations. In other words, an industrialized nation is a nation that has a lot of industry, which we talked about what industry was. Now, developing countries are countries that are getting more industries, but they have not been industrialized yet. The ed ending of industrialized gives it the idea of past. But this isn't an adjective, though. It is not a verb. It is an adjective. An industrialized nation is a country that is already industrialized. It has happened in the past. I showed you that from 1760 to 1840 was the period for the United States. So it's already industrialized. Developing, the ing part of this is also an adjective, but that means that country is still in the process of making more industries now. So then the idea here in both of these paragraphs, in the earliest 20th century then, there were more divorce rates. Now in the 1930s and 40s, during that time, World War II happened, and so many families had many problems. Many mothers, they were called war widows because their husbands were at war, and they were running the family. Basically, women ran the United States and did all the jobs that everyone needed to do. In the 1940s, women ran the entire country while the men were away fighting at war. Next, we're going to talk about the last three paragraphs, paragraph E, F, and G.